news is that the winds aren't as violent as they were yesterday in Chicago, but it's still pretty darn cold. To be expected, I guess, for December football at Soldier Field. Just a short time ago, this crowd loud enough to shake the foundations of this nearly century-old building. They are ready for football indeed in Chicago as their guys get set to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
Now, I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And his throw's going to be incomplete. And see, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level. And sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Now this throw caught left side. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play there for Minnesota.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
2nd down and goal. Burrow. Touchdown, Vikings! Justin Jefferson with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. First carry for the former Buckeye, J.K. Dobbins. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the 1st half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle it.
And looking for Cook, but this pass is intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And this defense looking like they have come to play. The pick six, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visits. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out on pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Danielle Hunter has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick six, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick six, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game. Well, as we get ready for third down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on second down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on third and long.
Here comes the Bears punter now. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Here's a throw dropped off to his fullback. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play. Now Burrow on 1st down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Play action. It's Fields. Sliding out of the pocket. Now he's going to throw deep right side. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And this returnable for Hill. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Running on first down is Cook, but he didn't find much there. Call it a gain of 3, second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He sets to fire deep. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their dreams of an undefeated season shattered with the loss a week ago. Now look. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off near the 34. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
And oh, he almost had his second pick of the game. Probably should have. Yeah, he's frustrated as it falls incomplete. On 2nd down, Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-0. Bears nothing. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. 21-0 our score after 1. A couple of extra defensive backs in the ball game here on 3rd and 6. From the gun, here's Fields. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Now a throw here to his running back. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. That's going to be caught. Touchdown. Tyreek Hill with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Vikings are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 28-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And yet again, he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped. But what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, and ends up spilling it for a loss.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Week after week, we're seeing plays like this from him, and I think he's in line. We've discussed it before for NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
And a big reason why, I think, is because of his ball skills. And that's something that, for guys of his position, they've talked about it for years. They've done the drills. But they've really increased it in recent seasons because of the offense have gotten so good. He knows how to take the ball away. That is huge for a defender.
On 2nd and 10, Burrow. And this is going to be intercepted. Jalen Thompson picks it. And the Bears will take over here just shy of the 30. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
There's Mooney with another catch. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Fields. That's complete to Mooney. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. He'll buy some time right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
And room there to work it inside the 25. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Dobbins running out of the gun. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves his sticks. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Fields. Quick hitter here, it's complete. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. Oh, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
With the way things have gone in this game, I think they've got to consider going for it here. I realize it's just the 2nd quarter, so they're not panicking, but they need something to give them positive momentum to get things going.
Flushed out right. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bears' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. He's got the first down here inside the 30 and down to the 28-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They go play action with Burrow. just get rid of it.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 3rd and 2, now Burrow. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3.
A lot of deflated looks on that defense. It seems like they just cannot find a way to get a key stop on 3rd down. Here's another conversion, and now this offense, they're in a position to go up even further as they've got it 1st and goal.
They'll run for it with Cook, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the rout is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
This one complete to Christian Kirk. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Fields throwing again. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off inside the 5. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ballgame.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Burrow on play action. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
This time they stay on the ground. And some room to work. There he goes, right side. The 20. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That 3rd one, That's the most spectacular run he's had in the ballgame. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in the second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's third down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And looks like they've got 6 DBs on the field here for a 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Fields. And that is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear
by the
time we have to leave the booth.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Handoff comes to Cook, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Burrow on 3rd down. That'll be complete to Cook. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up for the 1st and goal.
And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here. This close, sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
Cook trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. 3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And this ball is caught by Irv Smith. Touchdown, Vikings. Irv Smith Jr., touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Vikings have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And the Vikings will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Play action. It's Burrow. He's going to get this one down to Cook. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another.
And this ball is caught by Irv Smith. Touchdown, Vikings. Irv Smith Jr. with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And the interception by the Vikings D leads to a touchdown. Point after, right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, but don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. A shotgun snap, Fields. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. And that will be incomplete. Well, the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Here we go on 4th down. Fields. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And all the way down to the 29. And a really unbelievable play there on 4th and long.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
They'll run on 1st down. Dobbins, and he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. On play action, Fields. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long.
That's going to be caught by Kirk. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
They snap it to Fields.
Going to throw deep for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Able to get there and pick it.
And the Vikings are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58.
They start the drive with Cook. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A give. This is Cook. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. They'll try the left side. Blackwell trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Here we go. 58, right there. I got you. 58's Mike. 58's Mike. You must be treated.
Coming right, this is Cook on the toss play. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. 4th down now after a loss of 2. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this. And now here's another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now the try here for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
63, Bears 7.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Throwing after the interception, Fields. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the 1st down sack. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away. This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. 35 yards that time on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive, as they try to finish things off in this fourth quarter. And that current 5-game win streak looking like it's going to go to 6. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
4 yards on the 2nd down.
They run it again with Cook. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And this won't be enough. A good secured tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. To throw again on 2nd down. Fields. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And he's got enough for the 1st across midfield to the 48. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it'll make it 2nd down. Fields now to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
3rd and 2, Fields. Open man is Kirk, complete. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 21.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
And he wisely will throw that one away. Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player in the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
And he'll just get rid of it. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them, because just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Throwing again is Fields. This is caught. It's Kirk. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but This one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Now the Bears keeping the offense on the field and going for 2. They'll try and throw for it. Rolling to his left. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Read it well, and it's picked. And nothing but daylight ahead. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way.
Bears 13.
So despite the huge deficit, they're going to keep fighting. Here comes the onside kick. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game.